All right. Thank you for joining us. I have the usual people here. I have Faber, I've got Thel, I've got Rogue Wolf, and myself, of course. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who we are. Anybody joining us.
I hope so by now.
um, so we've got what, 4 things to talk about?
Actually, 5, I think, because we got some things added as well. I think we all know that DX11 is the big thing right now, but
Yeah.
it did some things good and also broke some things, so I think I have a lot to discuss about it.
We're also going to talk about NSO, or not. Is that what it's called? NSO? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so.
And a couple of other things. But first off, I guess we can start off with the big thing. Unless you guys want to introduce yourselves, but no. All right. We can start off with the big thing, DirectX 11. I assume we've all played since. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? And what are the potential issues you've come across?
Who wants to go first?
You go ahead, Rogue.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I did play a couple of times over the end of the week. For me, it was a massive improvement. I mean, I played with VSync on because I hate screen tearing, and just solid 60 frames per second at 1080, and absolutely no drops at any point, even in a big fight with 96 on both sides.
Pretty good. I'm surprised anyone plays with VSync nowadays.
I'm surprised people think that 60 FPS is okay.
Well, I don't have a 144 monitor, so I don't bother. So
yeah, but that doesn't really you don't necessarily need to go. It's also better for the game for the.
You can feel it a little like
it's better to play at 100 FPS even though your monitor doesn't go 60 than at 60. But hey, if you find it enjoyable, of course, play whatever you want.
yeah, one of the big problems I've always had with Planetside 2 is micro stutter. It made it really hard to track moving targets, and that's gone for me now. It's so much easier to score headshots even in close range.
Yeah, the stability has gone up a lot. At least that's what they tried to do.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily double the FPS, but not double the stability. At least that's what the planning is.
What about you guys? You, Faber?
Well, the thing is, I mainly play while streaming, and streaming makes my CPU already, it strains a lot of the power it has.
Yeah.
So I don't see the biggest performance gains I was hoping for. I see when I'm not streaming. Still, it's better. I went up from 60 to 80 FPS in general. Still not the biggest gains, but I think they promised 20% improvements. I've got 33, so I'm more than happy.
Pretty good.
And also, what I think is more important for me personally, the loading times are way shorter. And I don't know how they did it, but the item 2.0, amazing so far. And yeah, there are some game-breaking bugs, but if I'm looking at the big picture, I'm certainly happy.
Yeah, I'd say with the new loading system, it definitely sped up loading times for me too. There are a lot more times where there's almost no loading screen at all.
Yeah.
I do play off of an SSD, so.
Yeah. With an SSD, it probably helps. I also play off an SSD, but I've been playing SSD for so long that even I noticed the increase in it's a slight increase for SSDs, but it's there for loading times. Myself, I haven't experienced any game-breaking bugs. I've experienced the whole glitchy particle physics and stuff, though, and that's about it. Performance-wise, I can play on ultra perfectly fine now, when before I was struggling even on medium. Now it's pretty great. Though I do still want to play on low graphics. Though for me, for some reason, the low graphics look different now. It's darker, or or something.
Is it darker? For me personally, it's more bright.
The game, even
on low
on
graphics, it's bugged. It doesn't work properly, the brightness setting.
It's darker compared to the old low settings.
low, like the potato settings now is extremely dark, and you cannot. The brightness slider doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you need to
Okay.
play, and also at low graphics, Infilza and
Completely
Cloaked Zombie.
invisible.
So
Yeah.
Cloak 'em is completely invisible. So if they cloak you see the shimmer of the shield, and then it's gone. It's just you don't see it. It's invisible completely. And they need to really fix that because yeah, I think it's unacceptable. Like, yeah, it's nice and all that I'm very happy that they are trying to actually do something about the game and that they're trying. Um, but I have to be, I cannot support it when it's done in such a way. Like, yeah, it's good that they are taking the time to, well, sort of. They took their time and then at once they need to bring it to life. That's what I don't understand, right? They announced it 4 months prior to like now for launch. They say,
Yeah.
okay, we're working on this, da da da. We made all these improvements, and with Planetside Arena and stuff, and I like that. And then they say they're taking the time. We don't bring a roadmap because otherwise we have to release certain things when maybe it's not ready. And now they just release it on live, even though it has the same bugs as a month ago that were on PTS. And these bugs
Yeah.
got reported by players, devs were there. I was playing with some B-Way guys and Alpha and Drew. He was also there. And, those guys reported all those bugs, did all the bug reporting. Okay, now it's up to Daybreak. And now 4 weeks later, they push it to live and the same bugs are still in the game. Like, you don't need to be a really smart person or developer to understand that that's not how it should work. That's just it's
Yeah.
unlogical to do, or it's just weird. I don't get it.
It feels to me a bit like I'm handing in like a university assignment, and it's just a bare minimum you need to do to get a sufficient grade. But right now it lacks so much polish. It's working, but all those bugs, like for example you said the cloaking, but also the turrets, the shooting turrets,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Spitfire. I
yeah.
think that has been
The
reported
all-seeing
for
Spitfires, yeah.
yeah, that has been reported a long time already, and I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. Yeah.
It's just a conspiracy theorist to me, but I get the feeling there was some pressure from higher up in the company structure possibly to get this out now or as soon as now as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
it really should have been in the oven for another couple weeks at least, until at
Yeah.
least the most critical bugs like the glitches and cloaking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And also the lag. Like, I think it has been fixed now, but when I logged on, like the day it got released, I mean, it was unbearable.
Oh
Like, I played at
yeah.
low settings. It was all dark everywhere. I was like, okay, so they didn't fix this, and then the lag. Like the guy came around the corner. I shoot my like 10 headshots in the jackhammer guy, and then after 5 shots it starts registering, and then we trade because it's like 300 milliseconds between
Mhm.
when I shoot and when it hits. And it's like, come on, Daybreak, that's unacceptable. Like, I get that they want to push it because it's a big improvement if they do it right, big if. And I understand that the higher ups maybe if it has if that's the case, then um, that's not a good way to attract new people. Like, if they're going to say, hey guys, we updated this game. I looked in on Reddit, someone posted that it was on the recently updated on Steam. People are gonna see that. Oh wow, it's updated. People that maybe know it from like E3 back in was it 2011 or something with the
Yeah.
that amazing trailer. They think, oh, this game it's still getting worked on. Wow, I might take a look. And then to find it in this state, they go straight back to whatever Apex Legends or Fortnite or whatever VR stuff that's popular right now. So it's just I don't understand it. Like, yeah, I know that they want to push it, but don't don't push it when it shouldn't. When it's still broken. People expect more, especially nowadays. Like, this is not the beginning of the gaming world. Like, and still, games 20 years ago were better optimized than this game. So it's just there's a certain standard that should be met, and the guys that are higher up, if they push this, they should know this. They should really rethink how they want to do certain things. Like
I
as I
don't
said,
really believe in the conspiracy theory. I really think more or less that I think it's very hard to test on the test server. I think they had like 2 play tests, and the first one
yeah,
failed kind of hard, and the second one, I don't know, was really strangely timed. But I think they want to test it more or less on the live servers. So I think that's why they pushed it.
yeah, but look, you don't need to test something if it's already known. It's the cloaking is bugged. There is server lag. There was input lag on PTS. All these things. You already know that. There's hundreds of bugs that have been reported, and you don't have to test stuff on it's called the public test server.
Is input latency...
It's called like that for a reason.
Is input latency actually a thing that's happening now? Like it's a big problem?
It was definitely a problem for me on the PTS. I felt it a bit on live, but I'm not sure. It definitely wasn't as high as on PTS, but sometimes I noticed it and sometimes I didn't. So there's still, it still needs to be looked into, because that is just, it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. And to say, yeah, maybe they want to test it on live. No, there is a test server. It has literally, it's in the name. If you want to test something, you delay it a week or delay it 2 weeks, the live patch or whatever. But you test it on PTS. Look at the turnout. There was there were
Yeah, but
thousands
that broke
of
the
players.
game.
Yeah, okay, but that's also then that should also be a sign that, okay, hey, maybe we need to look at our servers. What? That's already a pretty big issue for Daybreak, because
Yeah.
last Christmas, no, not the song Favor.
Yeah, they gave me that. Yeah.
sorry
Shit.
for bringing it all up. It's not Christmas yet, unfortunately,
Shit,
for all those
shit.
shitty music shit. But hey, previous Christmas, or not previous, because it's the only Christmas we had this year or last year, whatever. I don't guess. Okay.
The last time we had Christmas, okay,
The
tell.
last time we had Christmas, the servers were so broken that that's the time when people, play Planetside with and not eating one of these big, I don't get the name, but the chicken, but the bigger one, that's
Turkey.
yeah, turkey, those birds. Yeah, when they are not eating they're playing Planetside. And when the servers are broken like that, people, they don't want to play. Come on, and then to then have the same, like, have server problems with this test server, they need to, yeah, that's the chicken. Then Turkey, not the country, but okay, they need to fix that. And then if they see such problems, then the first thing they think is, oh, let's bring it to life. No, the first thing you should think is, let's fix the problem, and then put it on live, and then advertise. That's the order. No, if you want to do it right, that's the only order you want to do it in. Otherwise, you shoot yourself in the foot. You say, here's the game, and then the game is broken, and people come in and they think, okay, this is absolutely terrible, be out, they break that, oh, first H1Z1, now Planetside, and then, okay, we're out, guys. Bye-bye.
Have you guys seen the PC Gamer article as well?
I didn't.
I mean, a lot of people know the PC Gamer website or read the articles, and they also had a special message by the developer team. I think they kind of pushed it as well over there. Yeah, was a bit too early. And I also what I think is also very strange. You got right now the double XP week, right? Why do you do the double XP week like 4 days after the release of this new patch? And I also think that right now the developers are not working right over the weekends, or are they?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Maybe they're working a bit of overtime, but I don't know why they don't. If they do it like this, then why don't they release it on Monday?
Yeah.
Gotta be right.
I mean, I was expecting DirectX 11 to take a year at least, but it's been 6 months since they announced it, maybe? something like
I
that.
think more like 4 or
It's
5.
November when the 15th
Yeah.
year anniversary of Planetside, right? Yeah.
I thought it's
Yeah.
actually almost 6 then. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the article. Thanks, Rogue.
No problem.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
people
don't
can
know.
post links
It might be a bit too soon for the patch.
Like, how is this? I just don't understand it. Why it's always like, it's good that they actually try to do something right with the game. They trying, but then how? I cannot understand it. What is their thought process in this? Like, the game is not fixed, it's broken. It's literally, some things are just straight up broken. How can they get the idea in their mind that they want to put it on the live servers? How? I just, I'm not saying they're idiots, but I mean, come on. How is just I don't understand it. It's
What's
literally
another word for idiot?
Moron.
Yeah.
Moron, lackwit, imbecile.
yeah.
Imbecile.
I hate that
No,
fucking
what I think personally, I think it's playable right now. Some people disagree with me, but I don't know. I can play fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but
can
that's
play fine too.
that's
Except
not
for
acceptable.
It's the bare minimum they provide right now. But
It should be working. The game is there's already client side and all these weird things. That's already there. Like, if you play the game in a quote unquote fixed state, it's already client side. It's already maybe packet loss and all that stuff. So people that come in, even if the game is like working as it quote unquote should, people are already getting like probably annoyed when they are new, because there's this one guy that client sides them all the time, or they die behind corners because they think, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this engagement, and then they die behind the corner and think, oh, what is this? Maybe they see a player shooting through a ledge where it's possible to do so. So even if the game is working as it should, people that are new, that are coming from a AAA title or whatever, BL or some any other game, they're gonna think, what the hell is this, right? So that's already a thing. And then to have the server lag, input lag, uh, what was it? The whole infills being invisible, all that stuff. On top of that, it is just like, yeah, with some settings, the game is playable. That's not enough nowadays. You have to. It
yeah.
needs to work. If people come in, you want to, contain those people, right? Contain. You want to keep those people
Retain,
playing. Yeah. It's not about, hey, it's a bit playable, this setting. You have to go into your user options and try this and that. People don't want to fiddle around with the settings. They just want to come in. It's free to play. They want to come in, play the game, have fun with it, and then maybe if it's good, they want to, oh, nice, maybe get a friend to play it. But if it's unplayable or the certain setting, and they play it on that setting, they think, what the fuck is this mess? I'm getting out of there. The thought is not, oh, I want to try and fix it, because they are not quote unquote hooked yet. They don't have 3,000 hours in the game, so they don't want to get it to work to keep playing. They just go back to their other game they already know and love, and they never come back because they think, what a mess is this? I'm not even bothering with this. But they need to make it work, and maybe then people stay. That's also a maybe. So,
It's like the old saying goes: you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
there was
fix
new
it.
players in, I noticed.
Oh,
yeah,
a lot. Yes.
I'm gonna say this. I put out a video a couple of days ago, just straight gameplay video about with the DirectX 11 patch,
Yeah.
and in those 2 days, it's gotten more than 500 views. So there is interest out there.
There is so much hype right now. If you see Reddit, if you see just in general Discord, and
Yeah, Reddit
everybody
was
is hyped
full.
about the ID, but
That's the whole
it's not
problem.
not finished, not polished. But
Yeah.
they got the hype they wanted. It's not that they don't only play out like they wanted, I guess.
Yeah, but it needs to work when the hype kicks in, right? If the hype kicks in and the game is broken, all the hype dies down, and we will be where we were 4 months ago. Because
It
then
just-
all the hype is gone and people won't play it, because all the people that got attracted to it are like, oh, this is buggy, I'm out.
Yeah.
And
And
just-
then we
It
only
needs
do
to
that.
be a consistent experience across as many platforms as possible. That's like
Yes.
the minimum.
Yeah, of course.
And
No
it's
game-breaking bugs.
it's not really there right now. Like I said, I think it needed to be in the oven a couple more weeks.
Yeah,
Yes,
at
I
least.
I
yeah.
love the performance improvements it brought, but one of the problems I'm running into is like I'm going to be doing a new player guide, and one of the
Yeah.
lines in my script is, no matter what, an infiltrator is never completely invisible, and that's kind of not the case right now.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, performance improvements was just going to. It wasn't even something that people were expecting it, obviously, but it wasn't something that it was mandatory. Like it wasn't even part of how much you had to do. It was something that was going to be inherent to DirectX 11.
Yeah.
But then they just broke everything anyways. So in my opinion, the
Yeah.
performance improvements didn't matter because the game is not as good.
It's just the performance would already be better, so it's just a given.
Yeah.
I mean, like they don't really have to do anything other than implement DX11 to have the performance gain.
Which, granted, implementing DirectX 11 is quite a task. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, but I think you talked enough about it is buggy. We know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
About the things we haven't talked about yet, there is a completely new spawn system in game.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed any more balance in game, or do you think it's worse than before?
I've noticed that it's trying to work.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to talk about it because it's kind of broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Also.
Yeah, but I got the feeling that joint combat is right now spreading the fights more even.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
already had the idea that joint combat was pretty fine. Like if you know what can be a good fight and what's not, then you just you press. At least that's what I do all the time. Press instant action and look if the fight that it sends me to is good. If it's good, I go there. If it's not, then I just don't bother and look for another fight or pull a muscle and go to another fight I see in the map. But yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I would love for instant action to just take me to a pretty balanced fight. Just so I didn't have to do anything. I just hit a button and then I go to the next fight. But right now, it seems like it's still kind of, at least on Emerald, it's still a lot of zerging going on.
Yeah. Cobalt as
Um,
well.
I've found that you have a lot of trouble getting to what is going to be a big fight. It won't let you get there until you're already out popped by a fair bit,
Yeah.
and the momentum is already in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the thing is, right now, it happens a lot, I think, on Miller and Cobalt at least, that the unstable warp gates kept being unstable for very, very long until
I've seen that.
a developer manually
Yeah, that's a
switches
big,
his
big
system.
problem. I mean,
I mean, it was fun. I was playing with like 700 guys on Ice Attack Plant, but
yeah, but no, it's
yeah,
not enjoyable. Come on.
no, not for a long time. It's for a short time it's fun, but after like
for
an hour, it's
for
really
5
done.
minutes, it's like, wow, this game is, that's a lot of people. But after
Wow.
5 minutes, you get like, I mean, look at the server performance. Imagine all those 700 people on one hack. Yeah,
Nason's Defiance.
Nation's Defiance is the only fight that works with unstable warp gates. And then even then there is like those shitters that go pull a lightning and go out destroy Sundays. So, but Inda and Amerish, those like it just needs to go. That unstable warp gate thing, I think it was fun like the first, when it was new, it was like, oh, this actually you have a fight now. But especially on Inda, what I see all the time is that like you have 15 minutes of unstable warp gates if you're lucky, right? After that, people should go around and make their own fights at other bases. What happens on Inda? People go and stay at those bases for 2 hours. Like there is literally maybe 1 or 2 1 to 12 fights on the whole map, and then they'll send to 3 bases like 96 plus on one faction, and then the other faction has like 30% on the other base. But they never get a foothold because Sundies get destroyed instantly, and it's just a shit fest. Like, you cannot fly there. There's lock-ons everywhere, and flak maxes and whatever ranger buses or whatever bullshit. It's just, it's just so not enjoyable. And whenever I see like unstable warp gates, Amerish or Inda, I look if there's one fight, I go there. But mostly the case is that I go maybe Rockslide Outlook when I have the Ascent. No, the other way around, because the Ascent is with Rockslide. When I have Lidcop and I go Rockslide Outlook, there's maybe one fight, I go there instantly 80% pop in the spawn room, Sunday gets destroyed, fight's gone, I have to lock off because there's nothing. Like, they need to get rid of that at least on Inda and on Amerish. Because it just takes the fun out of the game for me, and a lot of other people as well.
I personally haven't had much experience with the unstable warp gates. It seems to stabilize. Like, even whenever I get on, it's the whole continent's available. So
Yeah, well, but yeah, go play when like try it once when there's unstable warp gate, especially on Inda. Like, you will see. Like,
yeah, I should.
hey, Inda is absolutely cancer. Like, that is the worst. Because people stay there. I don't know why they stay. It's just, it's probably because all the people are there and all the, new puppies or whatever. They're like, oh, there's a lot of people here. There's a fight. Ooh, look at that. Oh, there's a big robot max there. Oh, it's explosions. Wow. And then they get killed by, I don't know, by a hedge prowler or some bullshit. And then they spawn again and they die again. Like, but they don't know how to. Most of the people in this game, at least it looks like it, don't know how to. They don't I think they don't look at the map like, oh, this could be a nice fight. No, they just go here because their stupid platoon leader says, okay, go there, put a waypoint, or they stay at the fight because there's a lot of people. But that's just like, get rid of that unstable warp gate stuff. Maybe not Hossein, but hey, it's just,
I don't think they should get rid of it. Like, I
Yeah,
get
at
what they're
least-
trying to do when off peak hours are here. Then unstable warp gate works, but
yeah,
Have you guys tried the 3-lane unstable warp gates yet?
no.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
that's-
seen it.
I've only seen it once, and I didn't actually go on the map. So
I've seen it, but I think it's better to have an unstable warp gate where it has more bases in the middle than like an outer ring as well. Because if you have more bases in the middle, there is more stuff you can do. Because if it's only the middle and the outer ring, then you can only attack the base, the next base in the outer ring, or you get, they attack on you. And if you have like more lanes in the center, you have more options to you just have more options because you can you have more three-way fights. So if the pop is low, there's more pop on those bases. If you want to play tactically, if you have whatever a squad up and you feel like it, you can maybe cut people off and do all kinds of things. But with this unstable warp gate with only the center and the bases on the outside, there's no creativity. So if you want to do something, if you want to actually do something with a squad or something, whatever, if you're into that, then it's just not fun because you cannot be creative about it. So I think it's better to focus on the middle and bring up more lanes there than to separate the fights all over the map.
I have to play more with the system, I think, before I can really give my opinion. But I think the idea sounds neat, but I need to see the practical the outcome of it.
Yeah, yeah.
the one thing I can say is that overcoming player laziness is kind of a monumental task sometimes.
Yes.
Everybody, they've got their fight. They're expecting somebody else to go start a new fight and get that going before they join in. And it's just.
But I
it can be
think
a tough thing to overcome.
the XP reward for bringing up a Sunday for people to spawn, it's pretty nice nowadays. So.
Yeah, but look, it's not. That's also a thing. Like, I don't think it's laziness. Like, yeah, some people don't bring Sundays, But I think most of the vets, why the reason they don't bring Sundies is because if you bring a Sundie, like it gets destroyed almost instantly.
Yeah.
Like there's always the one fucking low life on the base that I don't know why they do it. Like I've never really spoken to one of those people. Like when I tell them, they just say, "Oh, but I play the game how it's supposed to be played." Oh, come on, dudes, get out with that fallacy. Like they just, why do they do this? Is this because they are bad and they want to shit on the Sunday? So the good players that are all hacking don't have their fun. Or what is the? I don't get it. They go out, kill the Sunday, then the fight is over. So it's not fun to bring 10 Sundays to a base and try to make a fight when it gets destroyed all the time by a bunch of tryhards. And this is also a very, very big issue I see with the game, that there's always a bunch of people that they don't want to have a fight, like they want to play vehicles, but then the vehicle game got fucked, and it's not it is not the vehicle game that is responsible for the issue, but I mean it's sort of a thing, I guess, because people don't pull vehicles that much anymore, especially not good people, because they are left, like it's when you see vehicles nowadays, it's mostly Zergs or tryers that try to destroy Sundies, and that's a big problem, because if I see no fights on them, in the game, I just log off. And there's this, I mean, they need to fix some of that.
There was one thing they did though, I think, to accommodate the laziness of players. I think you can right now use Join Combat to drop in with a drop bot.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a start.
Yeah. True.
But that comes with the problem that you're dropping into a fight that you've got really no idea what's going on. You're just like straight in the middle of it, and you're probably going to get gunned down before you can get your bearings.
Yeah, that's also one of the issues you need to tackle. I think right now the implementation is not that bad with the drop bots. But again, I also need to play more with that to really give my opinion.
Is the deploy beacon still broken?
What is
How?
broken about it?
Because when DirectX 11 first came out, you could just infinitely spawn at deploy beacons.
Oh,
There were no timers.
I don't know.
Oh.
I haven't played in a squad, after DX11 got released.
Oh, smart.
Smurlock
Beacon
says
is
it's still a thing.
Yeah.
And
It's amazing.
So you can spawn more of those Nighthawk 95 SS heavy Smurlock, huh? Blinky face. Okay, Jesus. Oh well, okay. It's a team game. Also want to play. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Another question, another topic. Have you guys
Yes.
maybe by any chance a robot in the Night Systems operative? Or am I the only one?
I
Yeah.
honestly don't see the draw to it, since I've already got characters in all three factions, and I tend to play the least popped ones. So
Yeah. I don't see the draw
Yes.
to it either, to be honest. I wanted to still do it, but
The only real draw to it is, I think, you have the same character which you can play all the three factions. Well,
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, why? You don't have
can-
access to faction-specific weapons. You can't have an Anchor MSW on Orion.
yeah.
And you can, like, I play NS all the time.
Mhm.
I go to one of the servers. I look at the pop. Oh, TR is the lowest. I go TR, and C is the lowest. I go NC, and so for Vanu as well. So yeah, I mean, it looks nice, but on the other hand, I think it's getting old really fast, because now it's new and exciting, and wow, this new thing. Oh, look at this, we have all these things. But in 2 months, everyone will be playing. It doesn't really excite anymore, because it's just another faction. It's just
yeah,
it's not a new way to play the game. It's just another aesthetic, and it.
And as an
frankly,
aesthetic, it is cool to see a robot running around.
Yeah, well, but it's not you, right? If you see a robot,
That's
then
true.
you are not playing Like you see someone else play a robot. So,
I think it has potential, and that's all it has right now.
but what is the potential? What can they do with it? That is the.
I
Like,
mean,
what do you see?
NS specific weapons you can't use on any other factions, things like that.
No,
No, I don't
no,
think they're gonna do that.
no. It
It would
shouldn't.
destroy the law.
Yeah, and
That's
nah,
true,
I
yeah.
think it's more about being not pay to win, or I think every weapon should be available to any player. Every player, I mean, like, yeah, you have the the NS15 variants and special weapons, but all those weapons are statistically the same as their like the sort of quote unquote standard weapons that are buyable with certs. If you go and make statistically different weapons that are only for one faction that you need to pay for, it's just it isn't even necessarily pay to win, but it's just locking people out of a certain play style, and I don't think that is a good thing. Exactly, Smurlock, different faction skins, same stats. That's the way to go then. Make a
Yeah.
sort of NS skin or whatever, NS15
Yeah, that's true.
whatever, NS15M mobs or something. Whatever, make it that, but don't fuck around with the with the statistics, because then people are gonna exactly new gallows. Still need to get it done.
I think the only way to keep the NSO around for a long time is by having active outfits. But I don't know if that will be a viable thing, because I don't think you can gather like a group of the same faction NSOs to be at least sure you can get the same faction.
That's always another faction, right? So
If you move to another continent, you are kicked out of your squad. So even mid gameplay, it could all
it's
just
for
fall apart.
solos. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for basically for playing solo.
So no long-term outlook for the NSO.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
not yet.
It's
I think there is one situation I can see where the NSO shines. If you have one extra character slot and you want to play on a different server, but you don't want it to be one specific faction. So if they're overpopped, it's
Yeah.
boring. So that way
Oh,
you can
yeah.
play on a different server. You can play on whatever faction needs it. You
Yeah.
can participate that way. But that's really the only thing I can come up with.
That's a good idea. I didn't think of that yet. That's actually good. You don't have to have 3 characters.
Right.
But then you also don't get the faction specific weapon, so that's also a downside to it.
Yeah.
But that's actually a good one. Yeah.
Dude, what if they made the ASP system member only? What if they released it that way? Whoa.
oof.
No.
Oof.
That would have been ugly.
No.
That would have been
That would have
ugly.
been an outcry.
No, because then there's all these perks, like it's not necessarily straight up better, but no, I don't think locking people out of content is a good idea. It should
No.
only be about cosmetics, exactly camo, armors, helmets, decals.
Yeah.
I
Pay
think
to
that's
win.
the only thing. Like otherwise, it's gonna get really ugly really soon, because then people are gonna actually cry about pay to win and but I need to pay for this and blah blah. Then the outcry gonna be huge, and
I mean,
there's all sorts of drama that can happen from that.
nowadays we realize that fashion side would be the way to go. But
Mhm.
back then it was a novel idea that the factions are different, and it was like a new, unique thing. For the most part, anyway. And now they kind of just have to stick with it. Fashion side. Yeah.
I mean, when Planetside 2 came out, right, there was a big time of free-to-play games. You got League of Legends, and League of Legends already had different skins for different champions.
Mhm.
So I think
Yeah.
when they started with the game, I think they knew that fashion and items and skins will be the way to go to monetize the game.
But it should just stay with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think also the guns, the guns are pretty expensive if you want to buy them with real cash, right?
Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
So That's only available for the real rich people in this world.
I think any NS weapon that I have, I've bought with real money. And I think
Yeah.
it'd be dumb to not do that.
I mean, it only really makes sense since you're unlocking them on any character you ever create from that
Yeah.
point on.
Yeah.
And conversely, it's not really much. There's not much sense in like buying a faction-specific weapon with real money, unless you're gonna be
Yeah.
making a lot of different characters on that faction. And why would you?
I mean, I do, and so I have. I'm guilty of that.
Well,
But
you're
That's by the way
weird.
bugged right now. If you have bought a gun, an NS gun, it doesn't work right now for your NS characters.
Yeah, I heard about that.
wait, really?
Yeah, it's a bug. They will fix it. I also have heard some outfits were disbanded or something like that, or at least it didn't show up anymore.
I think some people got kicked from it, and if there is, maybe if all people got kicked, then it's over or something. I
Yeah, we
guess.
had there's a pretty large outfit on Miller called the Freelancers Union on TR side, and
Yeah.
there was a whole outcry because the whole community, I don't know, the Discord also went crazy because their outfit did not exist anymore.
What the fuck? Like,
It's
how
just
is
very
this?
strange. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Freelancers Union, it's called.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
FU.
I think the
I
money.
think they're back in it. I don't know for sure though.
Maybe the investors didn't like it and just say, okay, it's a
Maybe as well.
painful bankruptcy, right?
What's more? Recursion I see in the list of topics.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
I
thing.
think
I don't
Wolf-
use recursion myself. Can somebody explain to us what's recursion and what happened with the DX11 patch?
Yeah, I could tell you about it. Recursion is basically a stat tracker that comes with a pretty useful overlay that you can use to like track your kills and deaths. It gives you like little pseudo achievements for things that you do.
Yeah.
It can really like help kind of enhance your gameplay, give you a little something to work towards, or let
A
you know when
lot.
you're not doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
sad.
it looks like they either the DirectX 11 update itself or the file changes have prevented the overlay from working.
Mhm.
And the developers at this point are not looking at updating the program to work.
Like, I
They-
liked recursion, but it just didn't work for me for some reason.
Mm.
It just it would just the first time it worked, and then any time I restarted my computer, it just stopped working. So I couldn't use it.
Yeah, okay.
There were times I had to restart the program like a dozen times before it would start working, but
Yeah, sometimes it was a bit buggy, but for me it ran most of the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
The other parts of the tracker still work, so if you're not interested in the actual overlay, you can still use it just fine. It's just the overlay
Wait,
itself that's not
The
working.
sounds still work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds still work.
Oh.
It'll still keep
Something.
track of your stats in the program.
But this, okay, so but only the crosshair doesn't work.
The
Yeah.
crosshair and like the kill overlays, anything that was on
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Fucking hell,
So
man. I
anything
want
that
that
has to-
crosshair though.
anything that really
I
has
did-
to hook into the game.
Yeah.
I
There are
always-
different programs to get that crosshair working.
You have also have PlayClaw.
See, I
it's
never
another-
actually used the crosshair because it's kind of like counterintuitive to me. I get fixated on it and I wouldn't notice the bloom and I'd start missing anyway.
Mm.
But I liked the kill overlay because I like to use footage in montages and stuff, and I use that as kind of cue as to when I was doing well.
Yeah. I basically played with only the really small black dot or white or whatever it was. It was really like the smallest, just one dot. And I played with I previously played with a pink medium-sized dot and with the MLG crosshair, the bright green one with the they call it MLG, but hey, but hey, probably a lot of people know what I'm talking about. But after that, I played with just the smallest dot, and it really helped me because the reflex sight in this game, some of them are very big. Like the NC yellow reflex sight is very small, and I really like that. But the VS,
Yeah.
the VS one is so big. Like it's come on, Daybreak. How is that?
All of the new ones too are massive.
Yeah, like why is that? You know, I want to see that people I'm shooting at, not a big yellow thing in front of
Yeah.
my gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really helped me recursion to, know exactly where my bullets went. And now it's gone, and I just very sad about it. At least the sound still works. I still get the one more combo, you know.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
at least that is still there. Well, if it is, like, I still
Well,
need to try it. But if it's still
from what
bad,
I've heard,
you know.
it's they are not working it for now, but maybe in the far future they will add some more support for also the DX11 patch. So maybe in the future it will be back. But
I have heard that they
Yeah.
are looking for programmers that are interested in helping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw something on Reddit that like someone said like, hey, me and my cousin can work on it if you want. If you want to put it on, you know, make it open source.
Mm.
Like, I know
Huh.
nothing about coding. Like, I'm a complete,
No.
you know,
Same.
clap
I,
at
I only know the
stuff.
bare minimum of C++. That's it.
Okay, brethnew,
So,
go save us MLBs.
all right.
Go, Brett.
I'll have it up and running in 2 weeks.
Get to work. Get to
2
work.
weeks. Okay.
Come on, do it now.
Yeah, I agree with Smurlog though. I'm not going to be angry at the recursion devs because this has been like a
No.
labor
Oh,
of
of
love
course
to
not.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
They
I
did it for
understand.
free, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Okay, what other topics did we have? I can't look now because
Something else which I just noticed actually a few hours ago, or 2 hours ago, we had a big peak of players again. I'm just looking at the Fizu stats right now. 24-hour peak today is 4,424 players.
What
And
year is
just
it?
to compare with like the previous month in March, it was only 3,342 players. So we gained like 1,000 players
Which is
thanks
not
to
bad.
DX11. No,
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah, but now the challenge is to keep them around.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest challenge. Yeah.
Most of those players, probably because of all the bugs, will go away though. That's just me
Exactly.
being cynical though.
Well, it's probably you being realistic. It's not being cynical. Cynical is the game would die in next week. But
yeah.
you know, I just it's so sad. I find it so sad. Like this game could be so much more. And it's I like that they try to make it better, but come on, guys, with this patch, like, whoop, sorry, I'm still a bit sick. They like, yeah, it's good and it runs a, a lot more stable, but some things are just unacceptable, especially in 2019. So yeah, come on, Daybreak, like,
Though I was playing
you know.
today, and there are still new players playing, so it's not like all of them are gonna go away. And the veterans will still stick around. Obviously, they're not going anywhere.
I hope so.
Mostly.
I don't know. Like in the past,
think-
a lot of vets left, so I hope they stay.
I think we'll have a lot more luck with people who actually understand what Planetside 2 offers, like the big battles and the freedom. A lot of people are just like looking for an alternative to like Battlefield or whatever. Probably not going to be terribly interested.
Yes.
Freedom NC.
People
Yeah.
who played Battlefield are like, this is cool. I want to get my friends in on this, but I don't want to buy
Mhm.
the game for them or whatever. Just you can always look for free to play alternatives. So
Yeah.
and Planetside 2 is probably the closest when it comes to that. But in Planetside 2 you have to do work to even find fights.
Yeah.
Oof. And that today's gaming community with all these, what is it? Generation Z or what is it now? They don't want to do work. They don't want to pull a Sunday. They'd rather just.
I think we're up to the
dunno.
millennials now. I think we're blaming
Yeah.
the millennials for everything.
Yeah. I'm also a millennial, so I need to be careful here in this. Right?
Yeah, one of the things I'm planning to approach in my tutorial is that the game does not give you your fights. You've got to know where
Yeah.
to find them.
Yeah.
That's the important part, yeah.
And as in that sense, we're all NC. All free to go.
Mm-hmm.
All the new players are also free to go, aren't they?
And that's why NC is the best faction.
Beetlejuice.
Also, we are pretty happy overall with the X11, by the way, right? I mean, the overall picture is good for us all, right?
With the graphically, as far as performance, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
right now, we also that's the PC community. We also have this other platform called PlayStation 4.
Oh
These guys
yeah.
are almost rioting right now because they are not getting
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I get so many comments from when is DirectX11 coming to PS4, and I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean-
isn't that a whole complete other like? I know nothing about.
It's a
this stuff.
different architecture,
Yeah,
so just
exactly.
porting it straight over
It's not
isn't
gonna
really
work, right?
possible.
I actually
Yeah.
thought it was pretty similar right now because the PlayStation 4 is actually using a Ryzen CPU, so more or less, or Ryzen APU.
Yeah, there's
Well,
also the underlying
yeah.
programming code, though. I mean, I think an Xbox would probably be closer to a PC, but from what I understand, a PS4 is somewhat different.
Don't know.
Well, all I know is that they're using like modified PC parts, really.
Oh yeah,
So-
like anything outside of Nintendo, you're basically looking at a cut down multimedia PC these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what Smirlock says, then I imagine they need to rework everything, because if it's completely different, then they need to make a sort of new quote unquote DX11, but then obviously something else for PS4. And yeah. If it's
Okay,
gonna be
but
the same,
they don't
it's gonna
get the
take a while.
architectural change like the X11, but then when can we give them like NSO or the new alerts, like things like that? I don't think they can get a new alert, by the way, because they don't have Caution in game
No.
in the
Yeah.
PlayStation version.
Yeah.
So yeah, well maybe we can give them some NSOps, but it's
Some
all
of
the
them,
love they
right?
deserve, all the love
Only
they
some of
deserve.
them.
I thought from what I heard, I thought they were going to be getting Cordium, just not base building. So Cordium was going to be specifically for the
Ah.
alert.
Oh, that can work, yeah.
What can you do with
Yeah,
it then?
they were going to introduce the ants there too for that.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Hey, wait. You know what would be a good idea? So
Here we
if you
go.
have Cortium, right? If you have a Cobalt amp, then you can up the fire rate by 3 times if you have a full amp. Hey,
So yeah, you
So I
use
can-
like energy as.
so I can RX my ant in 1 day.
Yeah,
Eh?
what could possibly go wrong there?
God no, fell.
Okay,
PlayStation
now.
4 is fucked from
I
the
mean
beginning.
to send one of those this, but then the other way around. But that's a command, so it doesn't work. Yeah. No, of course not. Fuck those ant shitters. They should all burn in the salt mines of Azamir for eternity. Or not burn, but it's icy there. But you get the picture, right? So yeah.
Well, rip PlayStation 4, boys. It's PC time only. Time to get a PC if you're still on the PlayStation 4.
Exactly.
I
Buy a
mean-
PC, join the fight,
PlayStation
Wreck some
4 died
faces.
years ago.
and be a PC elitist faggot. Right? That's what we all
PC
are.
Master Race.
Yeah.
But for real, what does it cost right now to build like a decent beginner PC?
Like
It's
800
not that
bucks if
much.
you're smart. Like that's really
Build,
decent.
yeah. Build,
Ah,
you could probably
so-
get away
so-
with $700 to $800 American with a reasonably decent build.
So does that mean that brethnew got a PC for 1,500?
I did. I actually did. But this was it was like
Hey.
5 years ago or something about my PC. Yeah, it was around $1,500. Yeah. It sucked.
If you're smart, you get a PC for 1,800. No, okay, it's joking. Okay, but you have a better PC than I imagine. So hey,
I actually just recently upgraded my RAM, so now my CPU is not bottlenecking anything.
RAM.
It was DDR3 RAM before, and now it's DDR4.
Damn.
Mm.
DDR3.
Yeah,
What
it
year
was-
did you live in?
DDR4 wasn't around back then.
Damn, son.
Wait, did you get a whole new motherboard and a new CPU then? Because often they don't support like.
Yeah, I got a new motherboard. CPU worked
Ah.
fine. I just had to find the right motherboard.
Damn, son.
It took me 2 months to actually be able to afford it because I'm poor.
Are there any questions anyway by the chat maybe?
Feel free to post them in the comment section down below. This is Rel, signing off. Back in my day, we didn't have such fast RAM, boy. It's like It's like Sergeant Johnson in Halo 2. Back in the day, we didn't have some fancy things. We used to put a stick and a.
We had a stick and rocks, and we had to
stick
share
and
the
a
stick.
rock, and we had to share the rock. Stay with the Master Chief. He know what to do. Yeah, man. Oh, Sergeant Johnson. Press F in the chat for Sergeant Johnson. He died heroically in Halo. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil it for the people that want to play it on PC, right?
So talking about Halo, by the way, is there like a beta for the Master Chief
I
Collection?
don't think it has started, but they said that they were gonna release all Halos this year.
Ooh.
So
All Halos this year.
Yeah.
that's what I heard. So yeah.
Okay. So
I doubt it.
if they still break the game at Daybreak Games, we can still play Halo this year.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna play Halo 3 again, boys. Like, oh, we can make the dopest stuff there because construction actually works there. Hey.
Construction, right?
Yeah, it worked 5 years prior to Planetside. Because in 2010 we already had construction. So hey. Yeah. Double F for Sergeant Johnson and Miranda Keys. Tja. That one time the Flood worked together with Arby and the Chief, but then they betrayed them and those fuckers.
Okay. I got one
Okay.
final announcement because we're in the final part of the show today. Next week we have a little giveaway. Daybreak Cash, 500 Daybreak Cash. So
Yeah.
if you want a special horn for free, join us.
Like
The chance you get something for free is pretty big in this show, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
like 1 in 3.
When they're free.
So Smurlock. Well, actually, it's only Smurlock and Bloodstar. The rest is the rest would be Rick. So we're gonna make big announcement in all the Discords. So in Faber and
Maybe it's 1 in 4 next week. We'll see.
yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're
maybe.
listening this on YouTube, it only will be on the live chat, so you have to
Yeah,
be
just
here.
Make
Yeah.
a video Favor, so all those YouTube plebs know what's up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
And it'll be on Faber's channel next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So we
Yeah.
get 200% viewership. So it's not
200%.
2 people but 6. Hey.
All the good stuff. Okay. If you got, by the way, have any suggestions for a topic next week, let us know. We are in our Discords at brethnew or in Gentleman's Club mine. So we're always available.
We're keeping
Oh, yeah.
Planetside alive week by week.
Week by week.
Yeah.
Pushing that rock uphill.
Yeah. That's a pretty big hill.
I think.
Oh yeah. Oh hey. Those guys. Exactly, Smurlock. Already told them about that. You weren't there actually, but yeah. That's another story for another day.
I think that's it, unless people have questions. The 2 people have questions.
Do the 2 if you have questions, then post them now. Otherwise, you have to wait 1 week.
Or you could probably just ask on Discord and you'll find out.
That's also true.
That's probably faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't
Anyway,
even
thanks
have
for
to
the
do this
talk.
stream. You can just go on Discord and. Nah,
Alright.
just kidding. Okay.
Thank you for joining us. And what are you guys doing anything special throughout the week that people should tune into, or
No.
Maybe my 1,000 subscriber special on YouTube soon.
Oh, see, already flexing here, this guy.
Subscribe.
To the 2 people in chat, subscribe, guys.
Yes, subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And
Tell your friends about the channel.
All right.
They'll see you all on Planetside.
And with
Fucking
that,
hell, man. Cringe.
Yes.
No.
with that, I think the podcast's over. We'll see you guys next week.
Hey,
Till
guys,
next week.
Matthias
Bye.
signing off. Yeah.